Let's take a closer look now with Gregory Fox. He's the General Manager of Networking and Communications and the Vice President of Alliances at WorkSpan. Thank you for joining us.
Good to be here.
So we hear a lot of the pluses of 5G. It's going to open up much more opportunity for a growing number of connected devices as well as vehicles. Are 5G risks any different or any more severe than what we're currently facing with, say, cell phones and other electromagnetic radiation?
You know, I don't know that the risks are any more, prominent with 5G connectivity and networks. I think there's a real healthy debate that's going on today, and there's, thousands of studies that are talking about kind of the risks and rewards related to 5G. And so I think, as people are well informed, as the debate continues, as you talk to health professionals or politicians and advocates and user groups, and also the community as a whole, that debate, continues and will really help play out as to what are the risks and rewards related to the health benefits or challenges that 5G will offer.
And we've certainly seen with any new major technology that's come out, whether it was televisions, microwaves, there is this concern. But with 5G, it's an ultra-high frequency and an ultra-high intensity, and it does require more cellular sites instead of sort of these towers that we're used to, because the millimeter waves just don't travel as far. So what do people need to know, especially if they're seeing these signs popping up near where they live for one of these sites?
Yeah, I think with 5G, you're going to see more equipment, right? More base stations, more towers, more antennas in the community. Because the way that 5G works, that's going to be a requirement. And so that's the concern that people have is, as I see more of this equipment, are people going to be more kind of in contact, with high frequency, radiation or whatever, radio waves related to 5G. And so that is a concern that communities have. That's a debate that's going on in terms of, as I see more of the 5G build out within communities, people are kind of taking a stand and saying, I want to be more informed as to, the benefits and the risk or the downside related to 5G. But I think people will see more equipment as the build out continues, and so as it's rolled out, that's just going to be an obvious kind of visual for people in every community that 5G will be built.
And we're certainly seeing this in places like Belgium, the Netherlands, and Switzerland. They're all among the countries asking for more research about the health impact of 5G in these cellular sites. And even in Mill Valley, California, that city council blocked deployment of new 5G cells. What do you think are the main fears that are driving this concern?
I think the fears come from, lack of information, right? I think as people are informed about the risk rewards, the pluses and minuses related to 5G, I think then they can make a more informed decision. Where there's lack of information, there's fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And so I think the industry has an obligation to better inform the public as to the benefits and the risks associated with 5G. And then people can make a more informed decision. So communities, you do see some pushback by advocates, by communities, by different cities, and by public health officials, by advocacy groups. And so as they engage in that healthy debate and talk it through, as people become more informed, as more research comes out as to the health issues related to 5G, then I think communities can be better informed and make the right decisions for their community.
So what would you say are the biggest risks and rewards that are tied to 5G, and how might that impact its global rollout of 5G networks?
Well, I guess the risks are the still to be determined health risks associated with the higher frequency, the higher radiation, the effect on humans. I think some of the upsides of 5G, you think about the role that 5G will play in autonomous driving, or IoT, or things like smart cities, smart governments, the ability to for the visually impaired to have smart helmets, for example, that, through AR and VR, this will help accelerate some of these great technology that will have great, benefits to citizens in the communities that they live. And so, for example, there's a farmers in Africa that fish, and they have to do a harvest every year. And so when they bring that harvest back into the community, 5G will help give them information, access to information, and access to markets that allow them to better sell their product, better price it, and deliver it to buyers, raising their incomes, raising their livelihood,
right,
and increasing the GDP of the country, for example.
I'm sure that the healthy debate will continue. Thank you so much. Gregory Fox there, General Manager of Networking and Communications and Vice President of Alliances at WorkSpan.